Of course, I think it's more than evident that after 8 decades of the organization and 8 secretary generals, all of them male, I think it's high time now. It's already late, one could say, but at least now it's the time to elect a woman as a secretary general. I think certainly there will be good candidates. A woman secretary general will give new impetus, will open new ways of promoting the WPS, the gender aspect. So I think the time is ripe, and this decision will certainly fall also under Greece's participation in the Security Council. I think the decision will be taken next year, so we will be happy to sit also in the Council and to be able to listen or even to announce if the decision comes into our next presidency, to announce also the name. Those two things are not entirely incompatible. Of course, there is a strong advocacy for the reasons we mentioned to have the first woman, but it's an open process. So, if qualified male candidates, but certainly the tide is for a woman. If I were a potential candidate, I would have thought like that, to be honest, but I'm not. Certainly the WPS, common shareholders, is a strong group within the Security Council. It counts 10 to 11 of the current member states. Of course, if one big member state, being also a permanent member, decides to change its course, this is something, of course, it should be taken into consideration. You cannot neglect it. You cannot downplay it, but on the other hand, allow me to say, you should not also overestimate it. Let's see how it goes. It's, a gradual, process. So I think this is something which has been done very successfully in the last 2 presidencies, which by coincidence were of European member states of the Council. It will move on, of course. We have to adapt to be able but to strongly advocate, because there is many things which have been achieved under difficult circumstances and with a lot of work and advocacy in the UN and beyond, and this should not be lost. We should all be careful and vigilant. So I'm optimistic, but we should be careful. It's certainly difficult times lie ahead of us, but this is part of our job. Elected members cooperation is something which is fairly new. It started a couple of years ago, and it has beared fruits. I think it's a very important element because, as we were saying before, the elected members actually are elected by the broader membership, by the constituency, the General Assembly. Mm-hmm. So you have an obligation to be faithful to the broader membership. Even before we were elected, we have initiated a cooperation with the other 4 member states with whom we were elected last year: Denmark, Panama, Somalia, and Pakistan. So we have already, as incoming 5, we had the cooperation, and now we joined the other elected members from the previous years, and we are still cooperating. The fact that this year you have, apart from France, another 3 European Union member states, which is Denmark, Slovenia, and Greece, helps also somehow to promote also European cooperation within the Security Council, to the benefit of the purpose of the Security Council. So this is something we are working with our European partners. All of this cooperation with the elected member has to be seen, of course, not antagonistically, I would say, but complementary with the permanent members. My opinion is not the majority one, but I don't want it to be seen that from the one side of the table are the elected members and from the other side are the permanent members. So you know the mechanisms, you know the procedures. So I think it's good to have also cooperation between E10 and P5, if it's possible, of course.